Okay, I know I promised to do silent locations, but before we do that, let's talk a little bit about this last little section over here, okay? First off, we've got damaged vipers and the reserves. So those are really straightforward. You have a certain number of vipers that are in the reserves that you can use to launch. If you don't have a Viper available, you can't launch a Viper, whether with a manned Viper for Apollo or Starbuck or Boomer, or an unmanned Viper. You might have them damaged, or Vipers can actually be destroyed and completely removed from the game. So just be aware of that. If they're removed from the game and you run out of Vipers, then you're going to have to be in communications in the weapons room a lot, defending your civilians. But if you've got damaged Vipers, then hey, it's time to call Chief and get him to fix your Vipers. And with one repair card, you can repair 2 Vipers. So you can kind of stay on top of it. It's not that big of a deal. The thing is, you don't want to let the damaged Vipers build up on you, right? At some point, especially if there's like 4, damaged Vipers over there, or there's a couple, if there's at least 2, then you XO Chief, you let him, fix some Vipers and maybe launch a Scout or something like that. You just want to kind of keep up on that. All right, and then Destiny. Let's talk a little bit about Destiny. And you'll notice actually this Destiny deck, it says it has 12 cards in it, but the rules say 10, the base game rules. There is, what they realized with the expansions is they started actually, originally they started the Destiny deck with 10 cards, 2 from each color, right? But then they've actually realized that it's better when the Destiny deck gets down to 2 to go ahead and refill it. That makes it harder to count cards, and I actually used to count cards a lot because I played this game to try to win, but I was missing the point. It's almost a role-playing game, and in fact, in some ways, it really is. And so you should play this game to have fun, because you're going to win or you're going to lose. But if you play to have fun, then you kind of win either way, even if you lose, right? In fact, some of my favorite games have been games that I've lost. So I think that's, counting cards and some of the other things that are kind of sort of meta strategy, and really thinking about odds is a little bit different, but Destiny is supposed to be the randomness of the universe, right? Like, you don't know, like, it's all the unpredictability. And so counting cards and being like, oh, there's 2 cards left in Destiny and it's a red and a blue. Like, okay, well, that's not, that's not the randomness of the universe. Okay, so don't try to count cards. Just forget it. Understand there's some random cards coming, and and that is what it is. And then, so that's pretty much it with Destiny. So we'll rebuild Destiny when there's 2 cards left in most games that I play, just because it's a better game experience, I find. Okay, so that's it for Destiny deck, and then we're going to go ahead and talk about the Cylon locations.